Hello everyone, myself Pawan Suryavanshi and today's date is 22nd August. Today we will discuss about the data types. First of all, what is data types? Data types is specifies some values or some size that stored in a variable. Then what is variable? Variable is a container that stores the data. In the data types, there are mainly two types of data types. In that, first one is primitive data type and second one is non-primitive data type. In primitive data types are byte, short, int, float, double, long, char and boolean. And other side, the non-primitive data types are string and array. First of all, we will discuss about the primitive data types that are like first of all we discuss about the byte. Byte is having the 1 byte storage area and it 1 byte it means it equal to 8 bits. 1 byte contains 8 bits. Then why we consider 1 byte? 1 byte means byte stores the numerical value and if we are using a small bit of numerical value then we use the byte. In byte, the 1 bit means it acquires the 1 bit of data. 1 byte of data means 8 bits. Next, the bytes default value is 0. The second one is short. Short is having the 2 bytes data. 2 bytes it means 16 bits and short also used for numerical data values and short default value is 0. Third one is int. Int is used for also integer values, that means that stores also numerical value, but the size of int is 4 byte. 4 byte means 32 bits. The next thing is float. Float is it means floating point value. It's for example 0.0. If some values are in point, then in that case in numerical values there are two types of values. One is integer values that are 2, 3, that doesn't have the point. It point means it's a floating type value. Floating type example is 0.0, 2.8. That means after the point some values are comes, that value we have to print that value, then in that case we have to use the float integer, float. Float default value is 0.0 and float after the float also stores the 4 byte of memory. The next thing is after that we will discuss about the double. Double is also used for the point value double, but in why the difference between the float and double is that if the point values are ranging between 6 to 7 then we use the floating byte, but in some cases the point value increases to 8 bit, 8, 9, 10. In that case we have to use the double and long data types, because we have to store the pointing value increases. In that case we use the double and long. The double and longs, the data storage is 8 byte. 8 byte means 64 bits. It's a large number. And another thing is char. Char is doesn't use for the numerical values. In some case in data types we have to store some alphabets also. In that case we have some data value. In that case we use the char. Chars, the default value is null because char is having the characters. For the characters we are using the char. The example is char is A, B, C as the characters. For the characters we use the char. Char's default value is 0. Default value is null because of it is a character, and char's storage is 2 byte. The next thing is boolean. Boolean is used for the boolean values, like some values having the only true or false. In that case we use the boolean character. Boolean's size, memory allocation space is depends on the JVM. It specifies some variable size. In that case it depends on the JVM. JVM means Java Virtual Machine, in which the code runs. The boolean's default value is false. The thing is, why boolean's default value is false? In some case, before using the boolean value, we doesn't consider the value is true, because in case the value is false also, so all in languages we are using the boolean is Python, Java. In all the scenarios the boolean value is false. Boolean is used in local variable and global variable. In the local variable and in global variable also the boolean value is default value is false. And the next thing is why we use the data types. Data types is used for the used in Java for the security purpose, for the code clarity, for the protection of data, and for the memory management. We will discuss these things. First of all, for the memory management, in sometimes we have to store a small bit of data, and in that case we doesn't for the numerical values, consider for the numerical values we have to store a 2. In that case we doesn't have to choose the long double float and int data types. Why? Because the size is increases and the memory, and the for saving the 2 only we have to sacrifice more space. In that case we use only byte. Byte stores small amount of data. So is this in this case the memory management will be in the right scenario. The next thing is code clarity. We have, if someone is reading our code, in that case in case consider we doesn't write the code that the data types, we doesn't write the data types. In that case we are unable to read the code. In that case we are unable to read the code, and if we consider their in value data types, we consider the data types, that is it's a int, it's a floating type value, it's a boolean. In that case we normally read it's a int, it's a float, where clarity is more for using the data types. The next thing is its safety, it protects the data. And the next thing is its implementation is necessary for the performance purpose. If we implement the data types, the performance will increase. So thank you. That's it.